What's up, everybody?
Hey, hold on.
Listen.
I just gotta be the first to say, man.
Yeah.
You really got the dopest podcast intro ever, man.
I do.
I'm talking about in history. Like, people be telling me that all the time, but just now, just listening to it now.
Yeah,
I
can't wait till we play the full version. We got to play the full version at one point in time.
I've never heard the full version.
Oh, you haven't heard the full version?
I've never heard the full version.
I can play the full version. I can't play it in this episode.
Play it right now, then. I dare you. I double dog dare you.
Let's play off record.
I triple dog dare
But before we do that, I want to welcome our listeners. I don't want to just talk to y'all. We want to talk to the listeners too and let them know we thank them for listening.
Hey, we appreciate y'all.
They doing what they doing when they do it and they listening.
We appreciate y'all. That's it. That's all we got.
Oh, that's wow, that's how you gonna treat the listeners?
No. We got more for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the last episode, hit that subscribe button. You know, we're gonna do a drawing coming soon. You feel me? And we got something for the one of that. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep the gifts and the prizes going. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep growing. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah, all that.
All of that.
We care about the fans over here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we love our fans.
We're positive.
Well,
I love the fans. I don't know about y'all.
Well, I'm gonna say that we got another person on here. Like, we got Keisha V. Hey, lady.
Hey.
Hi.
How you doing, lady?
Wonderful.
Keisha, we can't hardly hear you, Keisha.
You can hear me, hush.
Okay, now we can hear you. Okay.
Well, it has been a long time since we actually have played the theme song for the LOL, the full theme song for the podcast. And I am just like, when I went back to listen to it like a while ago, maybe a few weeks ago, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I'm going to.
Hey, wait a minute. Before you play it,
Uh-huh.
let your diehard fans go to your Patreon page.
If I had one.
That means we got to start one. See, you get the exclusive content on the Patreon page.
That is very true. That is very true.
He right. I don't know where the old man came from, but he right.
That's old man Thaddeus.
Old man Thad. That's
I thought that was Keisha people.
No.
That'd be mine.
Wow.
Old man Thad. I got Boy Wonder. He's getting his created too. He getting some personal content. And y'all just so into that and y'all can do whatever you want. Same with the LOL. Hey, are we going to have a Patreon?
Yes, we can have a Patreon.
Yeah, we need to do that, old man Thaddeus.
For real.
Okay. Well,
we need to do
well,
that.
we appreciate that. We appreciate that feedback.
All right, old man Thaddeus, we're going to holler at you later on now. You can't stay on the show now.
Wow. Okay, here it is. Here is the official.
Go sit down somewhere now. Sit down over there now. Tell Boy Wonder to come on by.
Hey.
I know you want it, you looking for it. I know who got it. She talk about it in every EP, leave you island. Don't nobody ever be on what she be on. This is LOL with Kiki Simone. Life out loud. So can we please get a round of applause? You are not rocking with the best. Sit back and take notes. What you get drenched on the rainy days? There's an app for that, like umbrella. Sit back and take quote. Wait, I'm in cover. She mashed potato, her toppings, and just like gravy on top of it. Every topping she cover. I mean, it's Kiki Simone. So when Kiki come on, you should listen. She different from any other. Ask Mike up, I bet he say it's not a damn nutter. Like what you need, I bet she got it for you. Check the catalog, like well, oh well. Whether it's life out loud or you just need a laugh, it's LOL. Yeah, with Kiki Simone, please leave me alone when the show come on. Don't touch that dial, lower your tone. I know you want it, you looking for it. I know who got it. She talk about it in every EP, leave you island. Don't nobody ever be on what she be on. This is LOL with Kiki Simone. Life out loud.
Yes.
Yeah, that's hard, Shawty.
That's too short. I need another verse.
That's hard, Shawty.
That's hard, bro.
I
It's been a
loved
minute
it.
since I heard that.
It's been a
I
minute
know,
for me,
right?
It's
too.
a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't heard it
first
since
started
like
long time.
yes. First started long time.
You know what? We need to make actual video to that. We need the crew need to shoot a video to that.
That'd be dope.
And it'd be like an intro,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
introduction
Like a little
for the
introduction
whole
video.
YouTube,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? For the
I like
YouTube
that.
thing.
Heck, maybe we could do that next month. Who knows?
Facts.
Anywho,
Facts.
so again, welcome to Life Out Loud podcast with Kiki Simone and friends.
Welcome. In
And
your words.
I am excited. If y'all didn't already know, we have our crew in here. We got Boy Wonder, we got Keisha V, and we got Ace Baby in the building.
And we got the lovely host of the day, man, Kiki Simone.
That is right.
herself.
I am she. She is.
Well, I Wonder really
I am
crazy.
her.
But I Wonder crazy, ain't it, y'all?
He is that.
He's
But I
silly.
love it.
Yo.
I absolutely love it. So again, we thank y'all for listening. On this particular podcast, what you get, you're gonna get real issues, different perspectives, and even real solutions at times.
Everything real about this podcast, I promise you that. Because the
Everything.
moment it get fake, I'm out of here. You heard me?
And we have what's called the pink elephant. The pink elephant is our hot topic of the day. So, you know, we try to talk about some things that people either don't talk about too often or they kind of shy away from. You're going to get that here on the pink.
Why the pink
on
elephant? Why I gotta be pink?
podcast here? Because I like hot pink.
Oh, okay. I
And,
mean,
yeah.
you know, I'm pretty sure some of the fans probably was inquiring, trying
That's-
to figure out. You know, that's for the inquiring minds.
Who wants to know? Okay, I got you. I got you. So on this
That's
particular podcast, we're gonna have some fun on the podcast, but we're gonna talk about some things that I think that, you know, sometimes people really, you know, they either have dialogue about it and don't have a good foundation of it, of the topic at hand. So instead of us getting into, you know, an icebreaker or something like that, we really, really, really want to just go ahead and I was gonna sing, dive in, but I'm not gonna do it this time. We gonna go ahead and let the herd go on ahead and come on in.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh gosh, it sound like they drowning.
Right. Like somebody help me with a life preserver.
Oh gosh. So our pink elephant, we gonna dive right into it. Our pink elephant is the fear of submission and respect. And I think that this is really good for us to talk about because we have so many people, especially, well, we have a lot of women who are just like, you know, super independent, super, hey, I could do better all by myself. I really don't need you. You really don't mean much to me. It's just a lot from a woman's perspective, you know, that's what you hear sometimes. And then from a guy's perspective, men expecting, you know, feeling like they're entitled to respect without giving it, you know.
Nah,
so
I don't agree.
I think that men, why it's a lot of people that do.
Hey, I got us, fellas.
Oh,
All the
okay.
fellas checking in. Hey, I got us.
Okay.
Only some, not all.
Okay, so let's first start off with talking about
All the fellas except for Boy Wonder.
what is no. Okay, I want y'all fellas to tell me first. Matter of fact,
Boy
no.
Wonder say he ain't no fella.
Let me start with
I don't
Ace
know what you're talking
Baby.
about, Shawty. Yeah,
Since Ace Baby doing a lot of talking,
Okay.
a lot of talking. You feel
Start
me?
with
what
me.
does submission look like to you? What is submission to you?
The position?
No, not WWE
Oh, okay.
and not
talking
sexual. either. What is submission to you?
You sound like Gonzo.
Submission. I mean, you know, like the Bible talk about when the woman supposed to submit to the husband.
But what does that mean
The
to
woman supposed to submit to the, you know, the husband is to be he the leader, he the visionary. You know, when she become one with him, she's supposed to submit to him. You know, you follow. You know what I'm saying? If you saying, you know, you've been going to the right your whole life, and the man say, come on, let's go to the left, you got to submit and you got to go to the left. You know what I'm saying? Or else, y'all going to be, you know, he going to be going to the left, you going to be going to the right, and, you know, that ain't right. So,
Okay, so that's what submission means to you. That she just gonna do what he says.
what I say,
Okay, that's what submission
or
is to you.
else.
These faces. y'all.
Exactly.
These faces.
I wish we had a camera.
Oh, me too.
Okay, so do what you say, basically,
Or else.
or
Don't
else.
forget that part.
Don't forget it.
Don't forget
Don't
the
forget it.
URLs.
Don't
Yeah,
forget.
That's
Or
my.
else.
What y'all think? What y'all
Okay.
think? What's submission to y'all?
Yeah, you
To
know
me.
what?
To
So
me,
controversial.
I think for us, we have to create an environment to be able for women to be submissive. And that's in actually showing how to lead and constantly not just talking about it, but actually doing it, showing it, the actions, giving them a reason to submit.
But what is submission? Like, what does that mean to you?
So basically, I feel like that submission is you trust your partner. You're willing to allow them to lead, and they've proven themselves that, okay, I can trust your word. You've backed it up with actions. You never gave me any concern. So, okay, I can submit to you.
Okay.
You created an environment to where you're respectful, you're loving. Also, it's just, for me, submission is like, we're coming together, but you still trust me to lead.
Right.
Like, I respect your decision and your input.
Okay.
But I'll still take the lead.
Okay.
Yeah, see, me and him different. I'd rather take the Ike Turner approach.
Clearly.
We know
Clearly,
that, or else.
Right. Eat the cake.
You down with me, woman, I kill you.
That's it.
Don't play with me.
You ain't got
Keisha
no
be what about you?
Nothing.
Hey. See, that's why I can't let her go in the studio.
Right.
Kiki, sing the song like I told you to sing.
She ain't gonna do it.
She ain't gonna do it
She
right.
not gonna do it right.
So, just I try to avoid that. You know
Got
what I'm
it.
saying?
Oh, that's what it
why-
is.
I have to put my
yeah.
pause on her
That's
from
why
time
it's
to
not
time.
on the album.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Now I have an
I
understanding.
am the big dog. I have to put my pause on her from time to time.
Got
You
it.
feel me? No.
Yeah, but see, that what me and Boy Wonder different. And that's why I think it's a great element to the show because, he's a lover. I'm a fighter.
Okay.
Wow. Keisha,
Well, thank you for sharing.
what does submission mean
Great
to
job.
you?
It mean I ain't doing it. No.
See what I'm saying?
I love that.
See what I'm saying?
No, just coming under subjection to whoever you're with. Just humbling yourself, to me, submission. You have to humble yourself.
It's a big step.
It is.
a huge.
I believe so. You definitely have to believe in the person that you're with, that they're
True.
taking you the right place, and that they're following the Lord, hopefully.
Right.
So it'll be just easy to do because some people can make it like Ike over here. But
Hey, sometimes, who's to say Kiki don't need that?
you're right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, though.
But Kiki's here to say she doesn't.
Sometimes she ain't denied either. Sometimes, hey,
You
Kiki,
right.
yeah, pop. Okay.
My listeners know what's up
That's
because
the
I'm very
scenario.
opinionated.
That's the scenario.
I'm very opinionated.
I mean, that was so
and I'm
not
okay in my
believable.
skin.
Okay. No.
Sometimes I remember that time I messed around and did that Jody on her.
I don't remember
what?
that time. I don't remember that.
Say you never hit me. Yvette, with my son.
She said, I would never, ever.
Yvette, I'm sorry. Yvette.
Really vague. Really vague.
Is that what a lie at?
That was not that scenario.
Okay then.
That was not that scenario.
Okay then. I don't put respect on my name. I don't think I be capping. I told you I don't be capping.
It wasn't because he hit me.
What a lie.
It wasn't because he hit me.
Oh my God. I wish I had a camera right now.
God.
You know how the old church people be?
Like you Kojic right now.
So basically, what he
We got to
said,
get these camera shots.
that
We
did.
got to shot.
I did say that, and
I'm sorry for hitting you in your eye, babe.
but it wasn't because that he put his hand on me. So let's be clear about
I'm
that.
sorry for hitting you in your eye that day, babe.
You didn't, and so it wasn't.
It was an
because of that.
accident. It wasn't like it was like how Jody did. It was an accident.
Oh
He
my
didn't really try to
gosh.
hit her.
I'm done.
Anywho,
Stupid.
so to me, submission really
got
is
that sense.
what Boy Wonder and Keisha was saying. I really do feel that in order for a female to be able to be submissive, they have to trust their partner. And I think a key thing is trusting even when you don't understand or
Which is
agree.
the most difficult part.
And I think that it's a lot of people
If they just trust us, it wouldn't be difficult.
because at the end of the day, like at the end of the day, like I've been like Keisha, and I think you said this on another podcast, Keisha, before, is that sometimes you just want to know everything. You want to see everything, be in control of everything, and kind of know like here's plan A through Z. Right. And sometimes you don't get to know that when you're submissive, and you have to depend on your partner, as B Wonder was saying, to lead you to wherever y'all are going.
You better have a heck of a track record.
You gotta have you gotta have you have to have this whatever inside of you to be like, okay, it's okay if I don't understand or if I don't truly get it or whatever, to be able to, you gotta really believe in your partner, right? That they're gonna take you,
And you wouldn't be with them if you didn't think they were
trust
capable.
no man but God.
I just can't. Anyhow,
it's true, like but it's
random. You know what? That's still weird, because wasn't his last quote about trusting people?
I'm looking at you.
I'm looking in your eyes.
Trust no man but God.
I can't. So
this is what make the podcast. This is what make LOL. Though,
this is really
the different elements and components.
I'm trying to really understand in regards to submission, why it's so difficult for some females to not be able to do that. And perhaps, and I'm
what's your takeaway? Just in whatever experiences you had, dealing with guys, what's your takeaway? What made in areas where you felt like you couldn't submit, what made it difficult? What did the individuals do to make it difficult?
The thing is, everybody hasn't been worthy of submission, but I always have been that way. Like,
okay, so let's ask Keisha.
That's why I was going to ask Keisha.
Keisha ain't going for none strange, y'all. I'm telling you. None strange.
That's just a part of who I am. So that's why for me, I can't answer that question.
I said, Keisha, ain't nothing strange going on. She said, I know it. I was like, God.
That.
I was like, God.
She's like, I make sure that. I know it ain't nothing strange going on.
I'm done with you. I am.
But Keisha, why do you think that some women, it's difficult for them to be in a submissive space?
From your experience, from your personal experiences, you ain't got to call name drops and nothing like that, but just from personal things that you've experienced, what do you feel like are things that made it hard for you to be submissive in areas that,
if at all?
Have I really been submissive?
You haven't, so that's why the question is on you.
No,
Why haven't you, Keisha?
Okay, so me not
what had happened was
I'm the same way. Like, if you're not worthy, then for why am I doing it? I'm not. Or if I feel like you going down the wrong path, I don't give a darn who you are. I'm not gonna follow you.
So you haven't. You haven't found anyone that was worthy. Like, you haven't.
Well, I mean, I've been married before, right? Okay. But I've only been married one time. Were you
submissive?
It depends.
Okay, so that's what we want to dive into.
Well, see, the thing of it, what you got to say?
No, hold on, boy. What is she trying to get over?
Go.
Don't let her over. Stay in your lane. Don't let nobody else in your lane, boy.
I'm gonna roll the window down when she finishes. I'm gonna ask her this question.
In
my lane.
Was I submissive? Yeah, sure, in some aspects.
Oh, that don't sound too. That just kind of sounds.
But
like
it wasn't full out because I wasn't full in anyway. So might be the wrong person.
So Kiki all full in, you full out.
I haven't really.
So you don't want to be married, do you?
No, I do.
No, you don't. Not talking like that.
This was in 19 what? Okay.
I'm sorry. My bad.
No, this was years and years and years ago.
So you different now?
20, yeah, of course. That was like
so since both of y'all can't answer it on a personal level,
I
guess we gotta go on a general. Yeah. But I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? You want kind of.
No, I told you. For me, I felt like you weren't worthy of being submissive too when it came to certain things. You just were not, or you were going your way over here, and that was way left, and that ain't the way to go. So just because you are husband, don't mean I'm just gonna follow you down the alleyway and we going to hell in the handbasket. No. That's gonna swerve on back. You either gonna come or get left, and that's gonna be it.
So what would make one's? So put it like this. Okay, what caused you to be able to trust him? Because there had to be a trust point in the place that you came to. Is like, okay, I trust you to lead this far, but then where was the disconnection to what, like, nah, I'm not fit to follow you now? Is it?
See, what it was I was young and just shouldn't have been married in the first place, to be honest. So I came into it knowing that probably not the one. So it started off on the rocky foundation. Yeah. So it really wasn't a whole gang of trust there. Like, I had a level because
you were just doing some junk. Young.
Basically. Yeah, and just kind of throwing it, spaghetti against the wall, see if it's going to stick. Neither one of us was saved when we got married. Then I got saved and he wasn't. That was hellish. So it was even harder to try to, quote unquote, submit. Because I didn't really know much about God. I didn't grow up in church. So I started going when I was an adult. But he was born in church, went to church from day one, and he still wasn't saved. So I was like, damn.
So you ain't even.
So it was just rocky from the jump. So all the submission, all of this to that, I ain't know all that. I did what I knew to do, which is what I saw my mother do. And she was very submissive. However, she was even too submissive to me. So I did some of what she did, but I fought a lot against it because I didn't want to be exactly like her. So it was a struggle. It was a power struggle in my own mind.
Right.
To just put it out there. But as you can see, that didn't last. But it just, he wasn't the person I was supposed to be with anyway, and vice versa. So
what, for, this both of y'all either or could answer. What type of man do you look for, or what qualities or traits do you look for in a man that you feel like would be the man that you should follow?
I can go and I can say the most important thing for me is if he was going to lead me in the right direction spiritually. The first time I got married because of not necessarily pressure, but because I wanted to be married. And I figured I was doing all the right things, going to church. I was doing a lot of traditional things.
The Disney Channel mess you up now.
Just going to church, and I was, had a job. It might not have been good, a good paying job, but I was doing what you call life, doing all the right things, right? And so I wanted that relationship. I wanted to say, okay, I have this person in my life that loves me, and we're just gonna do life together. Right. And that's just what my mindset was. And I was like, okay, well, he got money, and I saw, he had his own stuff. Right. I didn't have my own stuff. I ain't even gonna front. I didn't have my own stuff. I was living at home with my daddy. But he had money in the bank. He had a house. He had, cars, motorcycles, everything, and was still enjoying life. And I was like, oh, like, okay, I could be a part of that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so that was my reason. So I was just like, to me, submission was, okay, well, if you already doing good on your own, all I got to do is kind of just fall into it. Yeah. And I'll just be able to, I could submit to that, because on the outside, you looking like you got everything together. Yeah. So I'm just thinking, okay, yeah. But spiritually, he was not where he needed to be. And I didn't really value that part as much as I should have at that time, because I was much younger. And when hell came into the marriage, that spiritual part is what we needed to depend on. And we didn't have that, because his relationship with God was only as far as where people had told him it should be. Right. It wasn't that PR, that personal relationship. And for me, it was the same way. I was dependent upon my dad's relationship with God. I was dependent upon, all my family go to church and we all together, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it was for me. And I just figured, okay, if I just looked the part, then everything was going to be fine, and whatever bad stuff that came, it was just like, okay. It is. Yeah, but that spiritual part that I really, really needed, when it needed to be activated, it wasn't there. Yeah. So that's why I said the next time I got married, like,
that had to be a quality that was involved.
That was the most important quality for me. I was like, you ain't gotta have nothing.
Well, dang, but you messed up.
And I was just like, you ain't got to have nothing. But if we can, that spiritual part was there, if you were led by God and doing the things that, you needed to do for me and could help me grow spiritually instead of just being like, when I'm having issues, just, be like, okay, well, forget them then. Forget them. If they don't agree with you, forget them. That was always the answer that I would get before. And I was like, I can't do that. I can't do that. I want to grow spiritually. Exactly. And I want to be led spiritually. And that was my reason for that.
And the crazy thing is, like, those things that you saw that you were attracted to can be easily attained.
Right.
Easily.
I was going to say
easily.
That was
I'm gonna put y'all on blast because I know I'm gonna say a whole lot of messed up words and y'all gonna put Kiki gonna be the main one to put me on blast.
No,
so anytime I get y'all, I'm gonna get y'all.
Yes,
and he said it 2 times.
He trying to correct it.
No. I said it.
He been sounding all philosophical.
3 times.
Easily.
And I'm gonna say it 4 times. Easily.
Okay.
No, but easable.
Big Wonder, I think the word you're trying to find is easily.
Easable.
Kiki, where you at with it?
Easily.
Where you at with the drops, Kiki?
I think where you're trying to go is the word easily.
Kiki, you slacking. Where the drops at?
Coming from though?
You posted on
Too late. That was her moment.
You missed the moment, Kiki. She missed about 4 times.
Easily is where you're trying to go.
Easily obtainable because.
Easily.
That's what was messing you up. Okay, got it.
I merged them together.
You did.
Wait a minute.
Wait 1 minute.
No, that was perfect.
Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Yes, I did, and I did it 4 times, so I was really slow down.
Easily.
No, but those things are easily obtainable. But when it comes to the spiritual aspect of it, it's harder to obtain because you're dealing with yourself.
Right.
So they can't give you what hasn't been deposited in them or what they actually tried to work for themselves as well. Because that's one of like the major key components of really leading is like really having that connection and relationship with God.
If I'm just completely transparent about like why I said that in regards to, it was very important for me to have someone that could lead me easily into, or help me with my walk with Christ. I've never retained so many scriptures in my head that I could recall stuff than if it hadn't been for this man right here.
Glory to God. Don't put me on no pedestal.
So I'm saying
I don't want the glory.
Oh, hush.
God with it. Give it to God.
So I'm saying all these years of me going, to church and hearing 52 sermons preached a year, Bible studies, blah, blah. You can hear some of the same, passages of scripture, but for it to regurgitate out of my mouth wasn't until I got my husband, because they were scriptures that he would always say to me over and over and over and over.
God that made me be able to help you regurgitate.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Well, glory to God.
I'm
glad he used you.
Why you trying to put the light on me?
He used you. Okay.
I'm gonna put it back on God.
Okay. Yes, we'll let him stay.
I'm the moon.
All right.
Oh gosh.
Keep the lights off.
The moon reflects.
Keep the lights off.
So I'm saying all of this to say that like what I needed, because if we just honest, everybody that follows me or my husband, many of them have seen our walk in Christ in different seasons. And so because of that, some people have, their thoughts or whatever in regards to, how we live or how we did live or how we're currently living or whatever the case may be. The thing was for me, spiritually, I was gaining a whole lot more, but people didn't see that behind the scenes. And I would talk about this with Keisha. I think that was one of the things that me and Keisha talked about in regards to my husband, is that I was just like, my husband leads me spiritually in a way that you really can't describe it. You know, you really can't. I don't think I really understood personal relationship until him. You know what I'm saying?
Lord of God.
So, it's just, you just never know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? You just never know what you're gonna get. And I think that that's why for me, I can be submissive to my husband even when, you know, he does stuff that I don't understand. And I can, you know, I may not always agree with everything or understand everything that he does, but my position as far as his wife is, hey, I just got to be submissive even when I don't understand, because I know how he's helped me spiritually.
Right.
And that was the important thing
God
for me.
God help you.
Okay.
Don't forget that.
Okay.
I got a whole lot of humble
But
pie over here.
you are
gosh.
the
Y'all want a
vessel.
slice?
No,
You are the vessel
we don't.
that God
we
used.
full.
Y'all don't want a humble pie? See, God used me to teach niggas. I mean, people stuff in all, people stuff in all kind of ways. You hear me?
Oh my
He
goodness.
used me in all kind of ways. I just taught y'all humility. Y'all ain't even know it.
Oh goodness.
Y'all thought I was being prideful.
So
God used the foolish to confound the wise.
Man, what you got next, Kiki? This dude.
So I was gonna move right along to, are women supposed to be, submissive, and what does that look like? But I don't want to move on to that just yet until we really kind of talk about the
understanding of
independence. Like, we're in a modern day culture right now where everything is about independence. As I stated before, I could do bad all by myself or whatever the case may be. But how can we get women from that mindset? How do we show women to come from that mindset of, I don't need a man?
Well, when
First of all, this little rose toy that's going around, you need to take them out the picture.
The what?
The little rose toy.
Rose toy.
Yeah, you need to take that out the picture.
I don't know
Cause
what he's talking about.
what they doing is they trying to get the mail out. They've been trying to get the mail out
He
the picture
talking
for a
about the
long
rose.
time.
It's been a long time then,
But I'm
because there's a
just-
whole lot of stuff out there
I'm
that's been
saying
out there
though,
for
but
a
ain't
minute.
nothing like that rose though out here.
I hear the same.
I
I
heard
don't know
heard
what y'all
that
talking about.
The rose
Hey.
is a sexual toy.
for the females. It's just it's knocking the black men right out the way.
Roses.
Boom, boom, boom. Just
It's
knocking
shaped
us out
like
the
a
way.
rose, but it's a vibrator. It's a sucker.
And it, boy, they say that
it's a
sucker
all kind of
bad.
stuff.
Boy, they say it's a
But
bad
everybody
boy.
is talking about it, not to y'all clearly.
Clearly, not
Right, they live in a different world.
Right, but it's been so the talk.
If that's all
like
they
it's all
talking
the
about.
rage right now.
So first of all, like I was saying, let's get this rose out of there. You know what I'm saying? This rose, and it's just messing up
Undefeated
Rose. And why it couldn't have a male name? You see what the government doing?
Oh,
It's
gosh.
called Rose. Now you sleeping with Rose. Instead of your husband. Y'all see the agenda? See, they
Oh
laughing.
my gosh.
Wait,
They say
I'm
I'm
with a chick
they,
next.
they say I'm a conspiracy theory. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll make a toy for the male, and it'll have a male name. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So first thing, I think we need to get that dang on Rose up out of the picture.
Okay.
We
and then what?
get Rose out of the picture. You
Number
know,
two.
and that's just the main thing, because that's what we talking about. We're gonna keep it right there, because we're gonna stick to the topic.
Yes, sir.
We gonna go off track. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Got it.
Facts.
But that Rose, they need to get that Rose out of there.
Bye-bye.
Rose doing some.
You need to do your research on that.
Numbers.
You'll want to do a whole episode about Rose.
She's
Oh,
doing some
okay.
I'm
numbers.
telling you now, Rose doing numbers. You know what I'm saying? You go to talk about Rose, everybody gonna tune
Yep.
in.
That might be the next
Yes,
episode. Who
because
knows?
everybody's talking about it.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing that we need to do for women to get out of this independent stage
Yeah,
mindset.
man. They trying to get us out the way. They trying to, the government. But yeah, I ain't got no conspiracy theories or nothing like that. But yeah.
Okay, B Wonder.
He don't know about the Rose, so
Right.
he don't know.
Nah, I
He
just
think
found
all
out
women
about
doing
Rose
right.
today. I just found out about Rose.
He
Me too.
think all women doing right.
Okay.
So, did I
So
say that? How you gonna put thoughts in my mouth?
So
I'm
for
saying.
you, B Wonder, like, what do you think it would take for women to be able to come out of that mentality of, I'm independent, I don't need a man type of deal?
Honestly, us owning our stuff, us really
Us being who?
being an example, as far as like men, like
Okay.
when you see a woman says I'm an independent, da 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 da, like that's cool. Like, I don't want you to stop your independency, but don't look at it as it taken away from your independence when a man is added to what you feel is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is this: if we were to take our position and treat them right, like how we're supposed to from the jump, it's like a kind of a double-edged sword. Like, we have to like take ownership of how we treat women too.
But how we supposed to treat them when we don't know how to treat them?
That's true.
All we seen is
from what we
down me and I kill you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I seen coming up.
Also slavish. I also think that women have to want to come out of that mindset. I don't think it's all the men need to step up and go do this and do that. Not that y'all don't in certain areas, but certain women wear that like a badge of honor. Like, I can do this, I can do that. I'm independent. Y'all the freaking guy.
Man.
Like, oh yeah, you. But where's that stemming from? Is it hurt? Is it you been done wrong before? Is it now I feel like I gotta put on the pants and the skirt?
You trusted a man. You trusted a man to lead, and he
and
let
they
you
didn't
down.
or whatever. But it's not.
Why
a
you
badge
saying
of
all
honor.
men's the same?
Yeah,
but see,
and
that,
it's not cool. And some, like you said, some men don't know how to be with a woman because they weren't shown that they didn't have that example at home. Now,
Right.
is there other ways you can get that? Absolutely. And having the wrong example can also teach you because you'll know what not to do.
Right.
And you do the opposite of that.
I guess for me, because I've seen like when you look at entertainment industry and when you look at all these different scenarios, all I've seen is that is a badge of honor, but I've seen it mostly stem from being hurt by a man.
That's what I'm saying. It comes from
Mostly.
somewhere. You can just wake up and be like, you know what? I don't want a man ever. No.
Or it could have
No.
came from listening to Webby. INDEPED.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I savage life. You know what I'm saying?
She got her own. She got her own. Dang, you know what? That sounds good. I want
need
to be
get my own.
independent.
Yeah.
I need my own.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
I think that
it is, because I've seen a lot. I'm like, especially in one episode of Love and Hip Hop, I was saying how
Shout out to Webby though.
how Trina was like, she was the advocate for that. I was just like, okay, I'm getting tired and getting drained just from like,
Yeah.
What's
it
she
was
the
just
advocate for?
boom, boom,
Yeah,
like
independent,
independent. I don't need no
not
man.
having
da,
a
da,
Nah,
da,
what's
da,
the
da.
real? She the advocate for
Right.
being a what?
Oh, far as when it comes to wearing a badge of honor of
being
being
independent.
independent.
Bad.
Oh,
But we can't
much.
cuss on here
wow.
Yeah.
Who knew you were getting at that? Okay.
though. Right.
Come on back.
Bad.
I just really think that, and
What about
I
being
agree.
a good?
I do agree with
Bad is good.
with what B Wonder was
Oh,
saying
in
and
the
what
head.
Keisha was saying in regards.
What
you
about
know,
me?
to but you didn't answer that question.
But you ain't ask me.
So I'm
Aw,
just
you
saying I'm
sound-
agreeing with what we've heard.
Baby sound hurt. Tell me about you left me out.
But I do agree with in regards to, as far as the whole independent thing, like I think it's really good to talk about the hurt and acknowledge the hurt. But acknowledging the hurt is cool when you can heal. But if you're gonna go through the same cycle, if men aren't ready to be where they need to be at, you're gonna go through that same thing, and then that's what eventually continues to happen, and then so that's why you get that mindset of, okay, now I'm gonna do this. And I've stated before on on an episode or two in regards to me not wanting to be like my mom. My mom was bitter Black woman. She was bitter because of things that happened because of something that stemmed from a man, from my dad, and whatever her other experiences were from my brother's dad. You know what I'm saying? So she became very bitter that when she got a really good dude, he was everything. She didn't have to go through none of the stuff that my dad put her through, that my brother's dad put her through. When he came into the picture to be able to love her the way that she was, really meant to be loved and wanted to be loved, guess what? She couldn't receive it.
Yeah.
She couldn't
weren't
receive it. So
ready.
she was like, she wouldn't never marry him. She would never marry him because she was in fear of what she went through with my dad. And so she always taught me like, hey, Kiki, make sure that you got your own, that you doing what you're supposed to do. And so I've always had that in my mind, but I was just like, I don't want that stigma of being a bitter Black woman. I don't want to put on another man what another man did to me. Now, if we're just honest, we still do have, remnant of things that we've dealt with. But at the same time, you don't want to go into a relationship where somebody's ready to give you fully everything, and then you make them pay for all of the stuff that all these other people did to you.
Exactly.
And when they didn't do it, because to this day, that dude, I still call him my stepdad. You know what I'm saying? She never married him, and he was always good to her until she passed away. And he still calls me her daughter. He's his daughter, and my brother his son, and we still have a very great relationship. But for her, she was just bitter, about that she wanted to love him, and she kind of stayed in a relationship with him, but she just never would marry him. She would never marry him. So I'm just like, I always said, I don't want to be that woman. I don't want to be that.
Right.
Even though my mom was like that, I don't want to be that. So I think you just have to make a conscious decision to say that this is what culture is presenting me. This is what my environment is presenting me. But I choose to not be that way. At the end of the day, it's still a choice of if you're going to be Miss Independent, I don't need a man. Right. That's a choice. And as Don said on the episode before, he was saying, if you're always going to be like that, you're never going to give a man the opportunity to give a first impression, because you've already given it to him. He's never going to have that opportunity. Yeah. He's never going to have the opportunity to make a first impression, because your impressions on him, whether you've met him or not, when he comes into your life, you didn't already got a preconceived notion of how he's going to do you. So you're not going to give him the opportunity to be who he needs to be to you and for you, so you won't accept it. And so I just thought that was pretty dope. It all boils down, in my opinion, to being a choice. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Now, Ace, baby.
Wait.
Yeah, I think it's a choice.
What choice do you think that is, brother?
Oh, God. The look
What choice
on
do
your
you?
face.
He's like a little kid that's in the classroom
Hey,
that was
look.
like, yeah, what she said.
Right.
What choice? Hey, that's your choice.
Just stop talking.
It's your choice.
And then gonna say
God
with some
gave-
attitude.
hey.
Want to do that?
Hey, God gave us free will, didn't
choice.
he? It's your choice. You choose.
Okay.
Hey, don't ask me, because if I tell you to choose this and you get in trouble with God, I ain't going to be there.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
That's how I live my life.
Okay. Well,
Savage
live it.
life. You know
Live
what I'm
it.
saying?
Live it. Live it.
You a nut job.
Now this is in particular, I'm going to kind of change gears a little bit when it's more focused towards the men. For the two of you, respect, right? And I think you kind of touched a little bit on it, B Wonder, in regards to respect being who you need to be. But I want you guys to really talk to the men about what does it mean to be respectful. What does that mean? What does that look like to be respectful in general? Nothing, like
just
in particular, but like, what does it mean to be respectful when we're talking about relationships? Because men are feeling like they're entitled to receive respect in a relationship, but not give it.
You gotta earn that title. Like, you have to be what you want in return. Like, you have to give out respect if you want respect back. For me, respect is huge, but I have to respect whoever I come across, whether we're building something or from a friendship, whatever the case may be. If it's relationship, if it's in general, it's just being respectful, period. And a lot of time that isn't taught, so it's hard to be something you were never taught. So just what Kish was saying before, something happens, then you know not to do that if you decide that this ain't the route I want to go, if you're maturing. But for those who are not maturing, it's going to be a repetitive cycle. So they're going to always feel like they're the ones being disrespected, when in actuality they're being the most disrespectful one. So you have to be what you want to return. If you want respect, give respect. Always be intentional with everything that you do. So if care about what they care about, love what they love, what triggers them, Try not to do whatever triggers them. Try to help them figure out situations, ideas. What is it they want to be? Help them motivate them. Like, what is it? Like, it can't always be about what you can get, but it's more so about what can I give to help you be where you're trying to go. Because that's we're growing. We teammates.
Right.
What happens when you give all you got to give?
Well, when you give all you got to give, in fact, because if there's something you really want, you'll dive deeper.
You'll never stop learning
never
about
stop.
a person. Even the people, and I've heard this from couples who've been married for 20 plus years who are just like, yeah, I know my husband, but I'm still learning about him every day. Like, it's always still something to learn, regardless of how long y'all been together. Like, there's never a, okay, you should know me by now, and this is just it. This is the end of it. Like, people are still learning people every day because we change at the end of the day.
And that's
like, we don't stay in the same place.
I
People
disagree.
think we do though.
You said you disagree?
Yeah,
A lot
you
of
should
people
know
like
me
you
by
should know
now.
me by now. That's why I said that's said, but it's not in deed. It's in word.
Nah, that's indeed too.
I will see when I'm.
Indeed, you should know me by now.
Oh gosh,
I already knew what that was.
I'm speaking of like never stop learning your spouse.
Yeah,
Never
y'all
stop
know
learning
that.
your.
Y'all know
you
I'm just
should.
talking.
And
No,
no,
but we need that as well. We need
But
that
I'm
as
just being
well.
silly on that one right there, on that little part.
But you really gotta continue to learn your spouse. Like what they may have liked in last season, they don't like in this season.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
and want to get to know them, like
Right.
even on a deeper level. Go ahead.
Keisha raising her hand.
Because okay, and can we also not? Can we allow people to evolve? Because sometimes we'll know a person, and that's in any ship, friendship, relationship,
Situation.
Relationship,
Yes.
whatever.
It don't matter
Like, 'cause
what
one
boat.
person can be a certain way one season, but then they'll have changed in the next. But
You met them in the
hold
first
them
season.
yeah, and
Right.
it's like, dang, can I change? Like,
Can I
Free
evolve?
me.
right?
Yeah.
Like, can I be someone else or something else? Can I have made this change? You not hold me to the fact that you was always mean, or you always used to roll your eyes, or you always okay. I don't do that no more though. I ain't did that in 5 years.
Right.
Where
We
you been at?
change. We evolve.
So let me like watch a person as they evolve and allow them to be that and be cognizant of the fact that they're doing it. Pay attention as a friend, as a spouse, as a whatever, to see that change in them and to know that it's present day and not hold them to their past.
Right.
But you know
and
what?
that could just be for the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You could throw a person away in a moment like that.
You
Yeah.
can.
And
Or
then
turn
and
them
then,
off.
And then that person got dang on whole life change, and it'd be like, dang. So I was there through everything else, and because this
Right.
person made this change, and I ain't agree with it. Now.
Right.
And,
But
yeah.
you know what? A lot of people don't want you to evolve because they're afraid of who you'll evolve into. So basically, if there's growth there and they still feel like I knew you back then, they attach themselves to what they used to know
Right.
about you, but now they don't know that about you because they're still in the same place that they was,
And they
when
still
they
want
met
you to
And
be.
now they
Exactly where
resent
you used to
you
be.
for growing and them staying where they at. So now they're feeling like insecure. It's just like, dang.
So is that like not respectful? Because I
Oh,
know
it's disrespectful.
we're talking about you know what respect looks like. Because I'm getting Keisha in my head for a moment. Respect is relative. This whole relative word is in my head.
Branding.
Because what somebody may see as being respectful, and me and my husband have had this conversation before. What one may see as respectful, another may not, or
Yeah,
one
absolutely.
may see something as disrespectful, and one may not. And so, like you said, relative. And I know that that's an issue that we've had before. We think totally different on certain things. We think totally different.
She just don't think.
And so, other things, we think similar. You
Right.
know, we think alike. And so, because of that, that can cause, friction.
Absolutely.
Because on the things that y'all don't agree with, it might be really important to one person where it's not as important to another, but it could still be deemed as disrespectful.
Right.
So when we talk about being respectful, because the word says that the wife is supposed to be submissive, but the husband is supposed to respect her. And so that's his role, is
Oh,
to
I know what
respect
she
her.
getting at.
What are you? What am I getting at?
I know what she's
Maybe
getting
got
at.
ulterior
Getting at.
motives. She got
I
ulterior
know
motives.
she
She
getting
playing
at.
that so
Say
you
the
feel-
best for last.
Right.
First three
Please tell
episodes
me.
real good.
Please
Get me
tell
all
me.
bubbly.
Coming in for the clincher, right? She coming
Please
in for the
tell me.
clincher.
This is about the Playboy button, ain't it?
No.
Yeah, let me tell y'all about the Playboy button.
Oh
right?
gosh. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
boom, right? You know what I'm saying? Video
Tell the
shoot.
whole story now. Tell the whole story.
Did he shoot you?
You just have to like not worry about it. You just have to not think about it.
Ooh, tell the story.
Sound like static over there.
So I can mute him very easily.
I was about to say, if you don't tell the story.
See how
You
she
won't
did
finna
it?
say nothing.
See how
That's
she
why I
did
was
it?
just
He
like,
wasn't gonna say that.
Because y'all we were talking about respect, right? Y'all
Right.
being
We
very
been
disrespectful.
Got it.
I don't deem as we're being very disrespectful. It's not relative.
Your shush is disrespectful.
All right, so look, check this out. It was a dark, gloomy night.
Really?
That's right. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. He got my back.
Don't help him. Do not help him.
That was perfect.
With this
Hold on.
And this is the end of the podcast. Thank y'all for listening.
Wait. No handles.
One more
Watch
time.
another
One more
show.
time. It was a dark, gloomy night.
Hey, you sound just like a wolf. A coyote or something.
You about to make me forget what I was even talking
The
about.
Playboy.
remember.
All right, look. So, video shoot last weekend just passed. You know what I'm saying? We going out, we getting stuff for the video shoot. You know what I'm saying? Of course, for those that don't know, I don't do CHH anymore. I just make great music. You know, I might talk about God on the track. I might talk about some other stuff that I can't pronounce or say on here. But, you know, I just do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm an entertainer. I make great music. I use my gift. So, boom, we getting ready to shoot a music video, which was, you know, one I'm pretty sure that she wasn't really feeling me shooting from the jump, because we ain't even know, you know, the whole blueprint, how I was gonna do it. We just kind of, me and my business partner just kind of winging it. So the day before the shoot, you know, babe, me, her, and my business partner, we go to the Altamont Mall. We tearing down the mall, you know what I'm saying? It just sounded good to say that.
Yeah, it looked like.
We wasn't tearing down the mall, though.
Right.
But we just went and grabbed a few couple things. But, you know what I'm saying, as I progressed, we was tearing down the mall. 'Cause I'm a narrator. I got to narrate, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I create my own narrative, right?
You do.
I bet. See, that's why I rock with y'all. I love y'all. Hey, but so yeah, we in Spencer's, right? Oh, I gotta bleep that out too.
No, it's in there. No.
But Spencer's is a bad place.
It's
No, it's not.
We was in a bad place, y'all.
Well,
Can you tell the story?
Oh, okay, my bad. So yeah, like I was saying, man, woo woo. You know what I'm saying? We in there, we get, you know, we just grab stuff, grab a little wilt, grab a little thing like Buddy had on next Friday, Day Daddy. What it called? The little balls that go in your
The
mouth.
gag.
Oh,
the gag ball.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of
my.
things. So I had lost my my gold ear bar, so I just grabbed another gold ear bar, but the only one I was in there had a Playboy button on it. I just grabbed it. Then I'm thinking like, oh well, you know, go with the theme of the video.
Right.
You know, the song, everything. So boom, I put it in my ear. I never change out my ear bar, take it out, or anything like that. I just keep it in. I put the thing in, and then, you know, one day it was like, oh, you about to go somewhere? I'm like, yeah. Well, you know, I have an ask. I was like, an ask? I thought she said something else. And I was about to agree with that, but then I was like, I don't think that she said that. She said, I have an ask. So I'm trying to figure out, okay. I knew it was some bull crap, because instead of her just saying, hey, babe, I got something to ask you, she talking about, I got to ask. I ain't never heard nobody say that in my life. Anyway, long story short, she asked me to take the bun off my ear. I'm like, dang, so it's an issue, you know, with the Playboy bun or whatever. She was like, you know, we had situations from the past or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So she's just like, it's a trigger for me. But like a Playboy bun on my ear is a trigger, you know what I'm saying? So boom, you know what I'm saying? So that's what all this about.
No, it is not.
Wait, so
She said I disrespected her by having the Playboy bun in my ear.
how'd you feel about that?
I took it out. I didn't want to. I
Clearly.
took it out.
Let's talk about how you showed out before you took it out.
That ain't got, but
we
that's
gonna tell the whole
irrelevant though.
story.
But
No,
that's
that,
irrelevant.
But wait,
that's
when
a part
she
of the
said,
whole story
babe,
because
hey,
it's
She
I
told
have
me
an
to take
issue
it out.
with this.
I said no.
Why?
I ain't taking it out.
Why?
Because my whole life I've been listening and doing stuff that just trying to please everybody, and I'm at a point in my life where I really don't. You know what I'm what I'm saying? Like anything that, like, it ain't like I'm out here, you know,
So you
disrespecting her.
rebel.
It's just like, you know, I rebel. It's just like, hey, it's a Playboy button on my ear. Like, it ain't like just because I wear this, like, chicks about to be just pulling their drawers down every time they see me because I got a Playboy button on my ear.
But if it's a trigger for her, that matters not.
I took it off then, Keisha. I thought you was with me.
I am.
I took it off the same day, Keisha.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But why you had to show out first?
Cause, man.
How you put your whole life story on this one issue to be like, everybody has told me what to do. Now I have to punish you for it.
I mean, it's the podcast. We being real, ain't we? What y'all want me to lie? See, I told y'all, as soon as y'all go to going on all that fake stuff, I ain't want to be. I don't want no parts of this. If I can't be real on the podcast, I don't want no parts.
So the whole reason of me saying all of that had absolutely nothing to do with that scenario. That just is an example of
That's a guilt.
of how you.
Are you trying to write me off?
No, I'm simply saying that. I was gonna say that one thing is disrespectful to one person, where one thing is
when they leave. Wait, Keisha don't leave.
Relative. It's relative.
Wait, the Keisha boy want to leave.
Oh gosh.
And the abuse hotline is 1-800-775.
Call now.
But I just want y'all to have that. That's a real that did happen. A real life situation that happened to us just recently, last week, and you know. How he may deem one thing of it just being just a earring. To me, what's in the earring matters to me. Right. It's the content of what's in it. And so, yeah, it was a trigger for me. And therefore, I viewed it a different way. And but that still goes along the line of, you know, what one may deem is important is not important to somebody else. And so,
this marriage stuff too much work, man.
Marriage is work.
It's work.
Who said? What that man name? What that man name? Paul.
Days off, no bonus.
Said better to be alone. I should have listened to that man.
Oh, you should have listened to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's hard. I'm
now,
just saying,
he didn't say
not
this,
because you're a bad person.
No, he didn't say this on the podcast, right? He didn't say this on LOL.
No, not because you're a bad person. I'm just saying because it's just a lot of work. I mean, it could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of work.
Any relationship is a lot of work.
Exactly.
I ain't know it was gonna be like this.
Who did?
God, you do take backs?
No.
Wow.
Dang. So you gonna offer your marriage up?
I'm just playing, baby.
He did. But I just really want people to understand that, you know, when it comes to submission and respect in a marriage,
I struggle with it. That's what she trying to say, y'all.
It's different.
Yeah, I said it.
You ain't the only person that struggle with it.
You're not.
You're not the only person because, you know, I struggle with it too because I have to be on another end of when you don't understand something, how can I communicate it in a way that you can understand it? That's a struggle for me too. So like it's different parts that, you know, people can struggle. Yeah, like it just depends on what your part is in
that
it.
Don't count. Only my part count.
Of course, because you're selfish.
So
nobody else deserves to struggle.
Oh goodness. Now we know that men don't like to be disrespected, right? You like to be respected, B Wonder?
I like my woman to disrespect me. It's a turn on.
Oh,
okay. I like that kind of stuff. You know that, babe.
Okay.
You with the wrong woman for that?
No,
yes,
see, y'all don't. What we were saying earlier, people grow, people change.
Oh,
I've disrespected you.
I was about to say, now
in
I
bed,
know that disrespectful.
Oh, in bed. Oh, okay.
She be cussing me out.
I do.
I ain't gonna tell y'all what she be saying.
Don't.
I'm transparent and like, yeah.
Don't. We not that.
But anyway,
we're gonna do a special episode for y'all. And I can tell y'all what you be saying.
So men don't like to be disrespected.
Yes, by themselves because they will not be here.
Nah, y'all gonna be here.
Nah, brother.
And women don't like to feel pushed over.
No.
Right. We don't want
what y'all doing?
Keep it on the low.
All right, my bad.
So
what you were saying, Kiki Simone?
Men don't like to be disrespected, and women don't like to feel pushed over either. We want to feel empowered as well. How do we come to an agreement where there's the acknowledgement of both?
Ain't no
so
agreement.
that we can both walk in our rightful places.
Here. Ain't no agreement. God ain't make no agreement in the Bible. He said she supposed to help Adam, and that's it. You help. You're a helpmate. and you listen and you follow. That's it.
Give me that scripture.
Ain't no Bible thumper now, boy. I want to put
No,
it
you
up.
brought it up. You brought up
Boy,
the
I wanna
Bible,
find-
so you gotta bring it up.
for me.
I can't investigate that
Now
one.
when he said
what did
When he
he say?
He about to paraphrase real bad. Go ahead. What he said?
Nobody knows what he said.
No
When he
one
said-
knows.
when he said let there be light.
Man, mute that
Girl.
man, Mike.
Balance, key, balance.
Mute that man, Mike.
Okay.
With any and everything, there has to be a balance.
Right, I would agree.
Simple answer, straight to the point.
I would agree.
Hey, what God said? When he said let there be light.
Why you surprised?
What does that have to do
Absolutely
with?
no thing.
Okay,
That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
We're not listening to
So
you.
we're
no more.
are we aiding then?
How do we come to an
balance is
agreement?
Said be wonder balance.
Yeah.
okay. So we come into like you said balance. So
See,
what does it
things-
look like? What does that look like?
It's
Yeah,
some things
give
you
and
don't
ta-
need to
it's-
understand.
It's give and take.
Oh gosh,
Like,
compromise.
it's compromise. It's giving and taking. Like you got to understand some things you have to sacrifice in order to be able to come to an agreement. So if it's not a sacrifice, there's never going to be a median.
Okay.
If you can't re-sacrifice Jesus, ain't no need to be even trying to sacrifice. He the ultimate sacrifice. So what else could we have to sacrifice?
Your
And
life.
sacrifice your mic.
Time,
Your life.
your
You carry your cross daily. You pick up your cross daily.
on
That ain't a
shoulder.
sacrifice. You're supposed to.
That
do
is
that.
but that is a
But you're
sacrifice.
supposed to do
You're
that.
sacrificing the flesh.
But you're supposed to do that.
Supposed to and
saying
do
it was
is two
such-
different things.
Exactly.
A sacrifice is a
So if you
sacrifice.
ain't doing it, what that mean?
You have an option.
So why you choosing to do the other way?
The why isn't my.
Do you do the
thing.
other way or do you do the right way?
Depends on what it is.
See, you ain't right.
Oh, okay.
How you gonna win if you ain't right within?
How you gonna win when you ain't right with
fool.
it?
Yeah. Today's sponsorship is how are you gonna do it right if you're not
Well,
right
you know what?
within?
We don't even have time for our little game.
Oh my
Nah,
God,
come on, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Come on, let's do it. Let's do it.
Y'all want to play our little game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't gotta go that
Black
long.
people
We
revolt.
can do about 45 minutes.
Wait, what we doing?
We just finna finish it off with our little
Skibbity
game.
bee bop,
Thank y'all for
blah,
listening
blah,
to the
doo-doo.
podcast.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
guys.
bearing with some of the, outbursts that you heard in the podcast.
That's what podcasts all about.
it is.
It's
Isn't
elements, man.
Yes.
Just
I
imagine
lo-
it. Just
I love
imagine
it,
if all
though.
of us was like robots. All of us was acting like Boy
Oh,
Wonder.
I-
If all of us
I
was
think-
quiet like Keisha. Or if all of us was obnoxious like myself, and everybody trying, you know what I'm saying? Everybody add their own little
it?
element.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Even with Keisha, she don't say nothing, but I mean, hey,
You ready?
They know she
I do
here.
Speak. Sorry.
Keisha
I'm
does
just not
speak.
rude.
So Keisha, you going first then on the game.
Well, I don't know what we're playing. What
Oh,
was our
the-
On
takeaway?
the, this one is called on the podcast.
Facts.
It's the same game.
The black
What-
carp?
No, the
no,
music.
the one before
The
that. with
freestyle.
with the
Okay.
freestyle.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
like, what?
let's go ahead.
Yeah, see,
No,
that's how
it's not
in tune
called
Keisha
on the
be in, y'all, you know what I'm
podcast.
saying?
Don't do me.
On the podcast.
Do
It's
not do me.
called
I'm gonna get up in a minute.
What
Keep
had
going.
happened? It's called What Had Happened. That's the name
I'm
of our
sorry,
game.
What
No,
had
you're not.
happened?
You ain't sorry at all.
We finna get into it.
so raggedy.
Who gonna start us off?
I'm about to stab DH on the podcast.
Oh, yes, she's stabbing
on the podcast.
Yes,
Hey.
I got that wing
Hey.
stub
on the podcast. On the podcast.
Okay.
You're supposed to go. It's your turn.
On the podcast.
Oh, she ain't learned on the podcast.
Kiki go on the podcast.
Don't pass no turn
On the podcast.
But I want to
On the podcast.
Hey,
What I'm gonna do on the podcast. Keisha, it's
Kinda
on you.
sleepy on the podcast.
hey, do what I doing on the podcast.
Hey.
And I come through on the podcast.
You
I be lit on the podcast.
And
Kiki sounds so proper on the
Podcast.
podcast.
Hey.
so I bring a little slang
On
in
the podcast. Hey.
I do my thing here on the podcast.
We ain't drinking beer on the podcast.
We're only drinking water on the podcast.
Man, I got that little coke on that
Podcast.
I'm glad it ain't no dope on the
Podcast.
podcast.
Hey.
We only giving hope on this podcast.
Don't know what to say on the podcast.
And if you didn't know, on the podcast.
I have nothing on the podcast.
She just lost her thoughts on the podcast.
I did.
We're gonna give her another chance on the podcast.
Let me go and do my dance
On the podcast.
I guess this is my chance
On the podcast. Hold up, this your man's on the podcast?
No, I'm a woman on the podcast.
That's really nice to know up on the podcast.
I need more dope for this podcast.
I love this show. I love this podcast.
I'm having so much fun.
On the podcast.
Let me go and flex on this podcast.
I'm gonna get next on the podcast.
Man, I'm trying to catch a check from the podcast.
Hey,
You give me some on the
Podcast.
let me grind and let me get it on the podcast.
Hey,
I would have did it on the podcast.
but she didn't do it on the podcast. Keisha, yeah, she about to blew it on the podcast.
I guess you already knew this on the podcast.
She's gonna go fluid on the podcast.
Cut the beat.
DJ Direct.
Cut the beat.
Okay, we did something way different than normal.
Yes, I like that. That was fun. That'd be fun.
That was. I like that. I like that.
We might have to do that at the beginning because that
That's
really
cute.
get the juices and get
Yeah.
you. You know what I'm saying? Get you going. Get everybody out.
I wouldn't mind doing this every other podcast.
I wouldn't mind.
Even every podcast, but you know,
I wouldn't mind dang on making that the podcast.
true that.
We just get on here and freestyle. Oh, no, we can't. We got to get Hope on the podcast.
So thank y'all for listening.
On the podcast.
Make sure that y'all are subscribed to the LOL with Kiki Simone podcast on YouTube. That's LOL with Kiki Simone, QUISYMONE. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, share it, like it, tell your
Please
friends about
subscribe,
it, all
man.
that good
Please
stuff.
do that, man.
Can y'all give them your handles real quick on the podcast?
It's your boy Ace Baby. Y'all can find me on all digital platforms and outlets at ABE_ACEBABY. That's ABE_Ace Baby on everything. Y'all rock with the boy, man. I almost cussed just then. My bad. God working on me.
Okay, who else? Who want to go next?
I'll go. You were supposed to go. We wanted to see you over there having a moment.
Well, I was holding
going
this.
ahead.
Nigga like Fred Sanford over there.
Since we're gonna
Right,
be,
exactly. You about to have a heart attack.
I was about to burp Elizabeth. I had to hold it within.
I am Keisha T. That's I am Keisha T. On Instagram and what am I? Kiki on
the podcast.
Facebook. It's KEE. That is all.
Okie dokie.
Hey, what's happening? This your boy Jeezy. I'm the Hope Man, and I just want to let y'all know these my these are my social handles. Official B Wonder, BWONDA, Instagram and Twitter, Facebook. Official Boy Wonder, BOYWONDA. Make sure y'all.
What's
put that
about
in.
YouTube?
And no grand no glory.
YouTube.
And of course, check out the website, nograndnoglory.net. Got a lot of great things down the pipe. New music.
Hey,
new
that boy
videos.
working, man, for real.
Let's go. And we just, I can't even say it right now,
can't
but
tell y'all yet.
just stay tuned so you'll know the good news, the breaking news.
All right. Well,
On the
thank y'all so
podcast.
much for y'all handles. We hope that y'all have enjoyed our episode and hope that you will listen to many more. Make sure you are in tune next week, next Thursday for our podcast. And until next time, we'll holla.
Peace.
Cook Up Academy.
I know you want it, you looking for it. I know who got it. She talk about it in every EP, you don't nobody ever be on what she be on. This is LOL with Kiki Simone.